Hello, and thank you for taking the time to learn about TrackTik's brake management. As you're probably aware, ensuring compliance with meal and rest breaks in specific states in the US needs to be top of mind for security industries. We've already seen quite a number of class action settlements pertaining to these laws with tremendous impact. In one case, a California judge approved a payment of $43.2 million in attorney fees. This was for a meal and rest break settlement that affected 8,500 security workers. In a more recent case, a US company had to settle out of court for anywhere between $100 and $130 million. Studies have shown that 39% of employees admit that they don't take their breaks. They eat their lunch at their desk. And 28% say they never take their breaks at all. So how can you make sure that your employees are taking their breaks when they're supposed to? This could be particularly difficult in this industry because a lot of the guards are alone. No one is there to check if they're actually taking their breaks. Now, of course, the settlement fees have a huge impact, but what about the legal fees? On average, a lawyer costs about $225 an hour, and a lot of class action lawsuits take between 2 and 3 years to resolve. In some cases, the legal fees outweigh the settlement fees. Another thing to consider is that when employees are working on legal issues, they're not working on the jobs that you've hired them to do, and all of this has a huge impact on your bottom line. TrackTik understands the impact this has, and we've built a solution to help security firms. TrackTik's brake management is a set and forget rule. It's very simple to add a rule. You'd simply add the rule to the region that you're working in, give it a name, and then start adding brake conditions. You can add as many brake conditions as you need. We suggest adding brake conditions for a 24-hour period so that if your guards go into overtime, the system automatically knows when they're entitled to the next break. How the conditions work is you would add a meal type. So for example, in California, we know that within the first 5 hours of an 8-hour shift, the guard is entitled to a 30-minute meal break. So I would add my meal break for 30 minutes. And then I could say that the guard has to take the break at the 4th hour or at the 5th hour, or I can make it a range. So they can take their break anywhere between the 4th and the 5th hour after clocking in. You could also set a reminder so that they know within 5 minutes before their break is supposed to start that they have to start their break. And this helps them to prepare right before. If you need to make changes to your break rules, it's very simple as well. So that if the law changes in the future, all you have to do is delete or edit the rules that you already have or add new conditions if you need to. Now, what does this look like from the guard's perspective? The system will automatically send reminders to the guards. So again, it helps them to prepare before their break is supposed to start. Once their break is supposed to start, they'll get another notification. And then they have 3 options. They could either start their break, they could snooze the break, or they could waive the break. The snooze button will only work up to 3 times, at which point the system will prompt them to either start the break or waive the break. If they waive the break, they have to give you a reason. In some cases, the client might be asking the guard to work through their lunch for whatever reason. So now you have a reason. You can understand why the guard didn't take their break, and you can bill your client for that penalty that you might have to pay the guard because they didn't take their break. At the end of the shift, we'll send the shift summary to the guard, which they have to confirm is actually accurate. So it'll tell them when they clocked in, what breaks they took, the length of their breaks, and then they could either agree or disagree. Of course, again, if they disagree, they have to give us a reason. The important thing here to note is that we are capturing the data that you need to keep you out of court. Thank you so much for learning about TrackTik's brake management. If you'd like to delve a little bit deeper, please feel free to book a demo with us, and one of our specialists will be happy to walk you through the TrackTik application.